Hello, this is a quick introduction to the new GoGo board software and the GoGo board 4.6. So let me start with the hardware. You will notice that the new GoGo board now uses wafer connectors for sensors and motors. So this would make the board more sturdier, and also for the motors you can polarize them. So instead of saying this way and that way, now you can say clockwise and counterclockwise. We've also designed a new comprehensive sensor set as well, packaged in a nice breakout package. And it has more sensors for you to use. Okay, so next is the software. Now this is where the biggest changes are. The biggest change is that the GoGo board doesn't use a virtual COM port anymore. It is now seen by the computer as an HID device. So that's basically the same thing as a keyboard and mouse, which means that you don't need to install any kind of driver at all. The other good thing about HID is that it automatically detects the board. So for example, if I have the board here and I turn it off, the software will detect that. If I turn it back on, it'll detect that as well and immediately start communicating with it. So if I press sensor values, you'll see that the values show on the screen automatically. You will also notice that now the sensor values are the readings are different. They are 0 by default instead of 1023. So I think it makes a lot more sense for children when they use sensors. We'll see about that. Also, the interface here, it's rewritten. This software is written in Python, so it should be cross-platform. It's running on Windows right now, and we'll be releasing a Mac OS X package soon. So the interface is pretty standard if you're familiar with the old GoGo monitor. So you can control motors. You can select the motor that you want. You'll see here that it now reports the direction and status of the motor ports as well. So I can turn A and B on, switch directions, right? So the arrow changes. You can set power. So a power level now ranges from 0 to 100 as opposed to 0 to 7. So a lot more precise. The standard beep, LED on, LED off, and remote control code. There's also a logo compiler as well, so you can write your programs here and download. That'll just work. But we also now have a new graphical programming interface called Tinker, which is a web-based system. It's built on top of Google's Blockly platform. So it does the same thing, but now you can drag and drop the command blocks. So for example, right now I have a program that says beep every time sensor 1 is greater than 100. Now I can download this, and please note that this web interface communicates to the GoGo board through the Python software I just showed you, so make sure you leave that programming running. So I press download, it gets downloaded to the board, and you can run it. So every time I press a sensor, I have to run it first, of course. So every time I press a sensor, the board beeps. All right, so that's a quick overview of the new things that we have. Thank you.